Macomb was a tired old town even in 1932 when I first knew it. People moved slowly then. They ambled across the square, shuffled in and out of stores around it, took their time about everything. Nothing to buy and no money to buy it with. Nothing to see outside the boundaries of Macomb County. For the longest time it was just me, my brother Jim, Atticus, and Calpurnia. But things started to change that summer when Dill came to us. Why you call your daddy Atticus? 'Cause Jim does. Why does he? I don't know, he started to ever since he started talking. Along our street was Miss Maudie, and then Mrs. DuBose. Ooh, she was cantankerous and mean. Down the road were the Cunninghams. They were real poor. And then there was the Radley place. Inside the house lived a malevolent phantom, Boo Radley. Miss Stephanie Crawford had a tale about Boo.
Well, one day Boo was sitting in the living room cutting up pieces from the Macomb Tribune for his scrapbook when Mr. Radley, his father, walked by. Boo drove the scissors into Mr. Radley's leg. He wiped them on his pants and then resumed his activities.
That whole summer we spent trying to get Boo Radley to come out. We wanted to get a look at him. As our focus was on the Radleys and their mysterious oak tree, our sleepy town found a subject that would soon bristle the air with tension. Atticus was defending a black man named Tom Robinson. Tom was accused of hurting Mayella Ewell. Said he did the very worst thing you can do to someone. That's what her daddy, Mr. Ewell, says. Talk around town was ugly and said Atticus shouldn't defend Tom. I asked Atticus, if you shouldn't defend him, then why are you doing it?
Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience.
It seemed the whole county had wanted to weigh in on Tom's case. When it came time for the trial, it seemed all of Macomb County showed up. Dill, Jim, and I squeezed in upstairs with Reverend Sykes. High above, we watched Atticus. We'd never seen him like this.
Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution. But in this country, our courts are the great levelers. And in our courts, all men are created equal.
We waited on the verdict. It felt like an eternity. Finally, the jury came back.
The jury finds the defendant guilty.
Nate, we're in Atticus.
No, son, it's not right.
As summer turned to fall, everyone seemed to forget about what happened to Tom. But one person hadn't, or should I say they didn't forget about Atticus. Jim walked me home one night after the school play. There seemed to be a rustle behind us. I was thrown to the ground. All of a sudden, there was another person. All this time, it wasn't Boo that was a villain. He saved us. Atticus said he could never repay Mr. Arthur Radley, Boo that is, for giving him his children back. Atticus, he was real nice.
Most people are, Scout, when you finally see them.